The Three Branches of U.S. Government, presented by Citizen Genius. The Founding Fathers created a system of government with three branches, or three parts. These three branches are described in the U.S. Constitution. They include the Legislative Branch, Executive Branch, and Judicial Branch. The Founding Fathers feared giving one person or one group of people too much power, so they created three branches of government in order to separate power. This video will give an overview of each of the three branches. For a more detailed examination of each branch, please check out other videos. Let's start with an examination of the Legislative Branch. It's described in Article 1 of the Constitution. Its main role is to make laws, and it's led by a bicameral Congress. This means there are two houses or two parts of Congress. These include the Senate and House of Representatives. The Constitution gives Congress some specific powers. Here are some examples. Congress has the power to collect taxes, establish post offices, and declare war. There is also a provision that says Congress has the power to make any necessary and proper laws. This is often referred to as the Elastic Clause because it allows the powers of Congress to grow or stretch over time. The executive branch of government is described in Article 2 of the Constitution. Its main role is to enforce laws, and it's led by the President and Vice President. According to the Constitution, the President has some specific powers. Here are a few examples. The President is the Commander-in-Chief, meaning the President is the leader of the military. The President can appoint ambassadors. This means the President decides who represents the U.S. in foreign countries. The President can also sign or veto bills passed by Congress. I'll explain this process in a moment. The judicial branch of government is described in Article 3 of the Constitution. Its main role is to interpret laws, and it's led by the Supreme Court. Here are some powers of the Supreme Court. It has the power to decide if laws are constitutional. This means that every law must agree with what the Constitution says. If there's a question about whether or not a law does, the Supreme Court can settle the issue. The Supreme Court also has the power to decide if a president's actions are constitutional, and it has the power to settle disputes between states. Because there are three branches of government, it's important that they work together. Here's an example of how that happens. Congress has the power to create laws. While Congress is considering a law, it is called a bill. If both the House of Representatives and the Senate think a bill is worthy of becoming a law, they will debate and vote on it. If the bill gets more than 50% of the votes in the House and the Senate, the bill will move on to the President. The President has the power to veto a bill. This means the President rejects it and it does not become a law. The President can also sign a bill. If the President signs a bill, it becomes a law. If someone in the country believes the law violates the Constitution, he or she can take the law to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has the power to hear the case, interpret the law, and decide to either strike it down, meaning take it away, or uphold the law, which means the law will continue. When the three branches of government work together, check on each other, and balance each other out like this, it's known as a system of checks and balances. For a more detailed explanation of checks and balances, check out another video. While the Constitution has remained the same, in terms of which powers the three branches have, the assertiveness of each branch has fluctuated over time. For example, Congress has the power to declare war. However, in the second half of the 20th century, presidents used their role as commander-in-chief of the military To send troops to fight wars without getting a declaration of war from Congress. This has been a short overview of the three branches of U.S. government, presented by Citizen Genius.